Hi, I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. Are you ready for this week's entertainment update? I am so excited about the new Martin Scorsese film, The Irishman. It's coming out this fall. It will probably be nominated for an Academy Award. It was very expensive to make, and if you love a good mob movie, this is it. You've got Al Pacino, Robert Deniro, Joe Pesci, who I really thought retired. Now this is the big kicker for this, and before you say, ooh, you're gonna see with the illustration. The Irishman, what Martin Scorsese does, and this is probably why it's so expensive, he's actually made Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino look a little younger. I'm not talking younger as kids, I'm talking younger as middle-aged men. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, boy, Robert De Niro really looks good. I had no idea that Martin Scorsese did this trick where to make them look like they were in their middle age, because you think about it, between Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, these men are all in their mid to late 70s, but you gotta see this movie. There's been a lot of controversy. Hollywood is not really happy with the fact that Netflix movies are now being considered for Academy Awards, but this one is going to hit theaters, then go right to Netflix. The Irishman. It's coming to a screen on Netflix near you this fall. Disney is in love with Beyonce. Beyonce is in love with Disney. Look for future partnerships. Ever since the success of The Lion King soundtrack, you're going to see a lot of collaborations between Disney and Beyonce. Power's returning on Starz on August 25th. Are you Team Ghost or are you Team Tommy? One thing that they're promising this year, from what we see from the previews, and there's been a lot released, it's not what we think it is. I don't know what that means, who lives, who dies, will Ghost and Tommy ever be friends again, but it returns for 10 episodes in August. Then you'll see the final 5 at the beginning of the year. Then you're going to see the Power spinoff starring the one and only Mary J. Blige. They've signed her up to do this spinoff, and we're all going to see it next year. HBO is making history, and it debuts this weekend. We're talking about the Black Lady sketch show. It's a new project from Issa Rae. She's teaming up with Robin Thede. They got together when Robin Thede lost her BET late night talk show. Issa said, how about doing something on HBO? She's gathered up some great Black female comedians, but wait until you see who's guest starring. You got Laverne Cox, you got Angela Bassett, David Alan Grier, Patti LaBelle is also making a pop-up in one of the performances, but it's history making because never on TV have you had an all African American female comedy sketch show. On HBO, it's happening now. Can you remember the first time you saw Keke Palmer? I first fell in love with her on Akeelah and the Bee. Then I had a chance to meet her. She's an amazing talent, and we are so happy to share the good news that she has been added to the ABC mid-afternoon show, Strahan and Sarah. You see, Sarah Haynes went on maternity leave. They had Keke come and fill in. Well, she was such a hit, they've decided to keep her alongside Sarah and Michael Strahan. ABC is really hoping to lure in younger viewers, but Keke Palmer has been added to Strahan and Sarah. Filming starts next month on the Aretha Franklin movie Respect. Jennifer Hudson is going to step into the role of the Queen of Soul. Now, they are actively looking for someone to play Aretha Franklin during her younger years. She had her first child at 12. She was a child prodigy. Her fabulous career. The movie is going to focus on her life during the 60s and 70s, but the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, it hits theaters next August. Look for Respect. In all my years of doing this, I think one of the greatest parts is when I get a chance to mentor young people. Years ago, there was a young lady Tamron Hall. She was a Temple University student, and she did her internship at the radio station that I work with in Philadelphia, WDAS. Flash forward to today. She was on the Today Show, and she left. And a lot of people wondered, well, wow, what's next for Tamron Hall? How about motherhood? She's the proud mother of Moses. How about a marriage? And how about a new talk show that's going to be airing starting this fall on ABC? The Tamron Hall Show promises to bring you informative stories, loving pieces, and a whole lot of information. When I say that I am so tremendously proud of Tamron, she's a wonderful lady, Texas twang, and she's beautiful and stylish. And this fall on ABC stations, look for the Tamron Hall Show. Hi, I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture with this week's entertainment update. I've got an Insecure update for you. Issa Rae kind of made us wait. Okay, there's no Insecure on HBO in 2019, but get ready for 2020 because filming on the 4th season of Insecure is taking place in September. And guess what? Instead of 8 episodes, we are getting 10 episodes of Insecure for next year. Let's talk movies. This is a big weekend as we look forward to the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's the new one from Quentin Tarantino, starring Oscar winner Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Now, you're going to see some surprises in this movie, including Al Pacino, including actor Kurt Russell and the late Luke Perry. Leonardo DiCaprio recently talked about working with Luke Perry. Perry died from a stroke earlier this year. And he talked about how Luke Perry was so kind and such a wonderful human being and how he looked up to Perry as he was coming up in the game. But it's one of the final appearances from the late actor Luke Perry. Hunk alert, hunk alert. Of course, we're talking about Hobbs & Shaw, which is opening in theaters on August the 2nd. You got The Rock. You got Jason Statham. You've got Idris Elba. Who to choose? Good, evil. They're calling Idris the Black Superman in this. Lots of smashes, lots of cars, lots of men. Hobbs & Shaw in theaters August 2nd. This November the 1st, it's all about Harriet Tubman, the freedom fighter. She's going to be played by Tony Award-winning British actress Cynthia Erivo. This movie is compelling. It looks excellent. There's been a lot of controversy. When you think about Harriet Tubman, the freedom fighter who came to Philadelphia, found freedom, but she wasn't happy. She realized that she had to go back to help free slaves, and she freed hundreds of slaves. Harriet opens in theaters November the 1st, also starring Leslie Odom Jr., as well as singer Janelle Monáe. Marlon Wayans, not only is he coming to Philadelphia, he's coming to Netflix. August 16th, his new movie starts streaming. It's entitled Sextuplets. Marlon plays a guy, he's about to get married. He was adopted. He wants to know who his birth mother is. So he goes down to find his birth mother. Finds out he was one of sextuplets. Well, he goes to find the other ones and he plays all the characters. Do you hear me? All the characters. This should be good. Sextuplets, Marlon Wayans. It starts streaming on Netflix August 16th. Tiffany Haddish is coming to ABC. She's going to be the new host of the show. Kids say the darnest things. Look for it on ABC this fall. Actor Jerry O'Connell, he's getting his own TV talk show. When Wendy Williams went on a hiatus, Jerry O'Connell was one of the fill-ins. And a lot of people said, well, what is he going to do? He was actually quite funny, quite entertaining, and now he's getting a chance to do his own sit-down with the one and only Wendy Williams producing. The Tracy Morgan Show, The Last OG on TBS, one of my favorite shows. It's really funny. Keenan Ivory Wayans from In Living Color fame is coming on board as the show's frontrunner. He's also going to be directing 4 episodes. It's going to be really interesting to see what direction he takes the show in. The Last OG, Tracy Morgan, Tiffany Haddish. It airs on TBS on Tuesday nights.